In his tenure as Director of Athletics, the Eagles won 50 Big South championships, 50 teams going to the NCAA tournament, some for the first time in school history. Also in this span, 15 student athletes earned individual NCAA invitations. Under his leadership, over $20 million of new facility construction and facility improvements was completed from 2000 until his retirement. And on a personal note, I wouldn't be here today in front of all of you without Tom and Jack Frost. And so it is my extreme pleasure to welcome the newest member of the Winthrop Hall of Fame inductee, Tom Hickman.
Let me put my glasses down. Congratulations. Well, hello. It's a great crowd. It's so wonderful to see everybody. I'm going to try this without my glasses. We'll see how that goes. Well, you would think that after being up here on this stage for the past 13 years that I wouldn't be nervous, but I can tell you that I am. But, oh, and by the way, Mike, I'm pretty sure it's 27 years. But relax, I'm not going to rehash the whole 27 years. Because as Roland Harper here, Roland usually gives me such a hard time about being too long-winded at our Eagle Club board meetings. So if he's here, I'm sure he's going to be checking the time to make sure that I don't go too long. And earlier this week, my wife was asking me about my remarks, and she told me, "Don't ramble." Told me to write down what I was going to say. And I told her, I said, "Oh, I'm just making a few notes, you know." And then, so yesterday morning before she left to work, she goes down, she gets the computer set up, and gives me a strong hint that I need to start working on my remarks and what I'm going to say. And sort of like you, Mike, I had heard from Matt Martin that Rich would definitely go over his time limit. And so we had to save some time for him. But, you know, it was about 15 years ago that Jack Frost and I first began having discussions with President DeGiorgio about setting up Winthrop Athletics Hall of Fame. When we inducted that first class in 2004, it certainly never crossed my mind that I would someday also have the opportunity to have the honor of being inducted. But over the years, Ken, it's been my honor and my privilege to have inducted 73 members into the Winthrop Athletics Hall of Fame. All of them were great coaches, student athletes, and or administrators. So we're asking, so how did I get here? What am I doing here tonight? Well, that's a legitimate question because I've never thrown a pitch, never gotten a hit, never scored a goal, never spiked a kill, Shannon, never sank a putt, never ran a sprint or made a serve or a volley, never made a throw or a jump in track, and I've never even coached a Winthrop team, although, Rich, I was kind of one time thinking I might have to step in. That's 2012. No, but it's only because of great coaches like Rich Posapanko and outstanding student athletes like Chris Gaynor and Shannon Sitzman and a large group of dedicated, loyal, and hardworking staff over my 27 years, like Diane Wright, who has served every Winthrop athletic director in the history of this school. Mary Rowland Griffin, Neil Gordon, Steve Vasendak, myself, and I can help it. Diane, stand up. I can tell you, and I probably speak for all of my predecessors, that at least during my time, Diane was the glue that held everything together in the athletic department. And like so many others receiving this honor tonight, I certainly couldn't have survived all of those years without our coaches and our loyal staff members. And so I certainly share this honor with each one of them. I do want to say a special thanks to my predecessor, Steve Asendak, for bringing me to Winthrop in 1989. I hope you know, and maybe you don't, that this past week, Steve was inducted into the North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame, a very deserving honor for him. I also owe very much gratitude to Dr. Anthony DeGiorgio for giving me the opportunity to be the Director of Athletics at Winthrop. I only wish that he could be here tonight, for much of our past success and growth was due in large part to his support and the support of our trustees over those years. Overall, I ended up serving 4 presidents. And of course, thank you to the Hall of Fame committee and all those who have supported me in receiving this honor. Like Chris, I want to recognize a couple of people that have made a journey to be here tonight. First, two of my college classmates, Beth and Digit Lothridge, who came from Landrum to join us tonight, and Dan and Cindy Murray, who a lot of you know, and Dan was, of course, my top right-hand person for many, many years, and Dan retired in August, and they are now living at Myrtle Beach. But like Dan and the others, it was indeed a team effort in Winthrop Athletics during my tenure here. Those who have worked for me over the years have heard me say that working in college athletics is not just a job, but it's a way of life. Like my coaches and staff, I can truthfully say that I put everything that I had into the role of athletics director here. I'm pretty sure the taxpayers of South Carolina got their money's worth out of me. But it's like having 2 families. My athletic family, many of whom are seated in the back there and scattered throughout the audience, and my real life family. I'm honored tonight to also have my brother and sister here with me and their spouses. Our dad passed away while I was still a student at Wake Forest. But as they can attest, all 3 of us certainly learned from our father what work ethic meant. And we learned from both him and our mother how to treat other people. Both of those lessons have served me well over the years. And just as my athletic family has had to sacrifice in their jobs, it also has meant sacrifices in our personal lives. My family is here tonight, and they know that there were often family sacrifices made because of my job responsibilities. Our children were often dragged to athletic events when maybe they didn't want to go. Wes and Brett were often volunteered to be ball boys at soccer and football games during our days at Ferrum College in Virginia, and oftentimes in the cold rain. Or they might have been selling programs here at the Winthrop Coliseum, when I'm sure they probably would have rather been doing something else. And there were certainly times when I missed theirs and Lauren's own youth, high school, or college athletic events, or a chorus, or a band performance due to my own job responsibilities. Hopefully it didn't impact them too much. And then, of course, there's my wonderful wife, Karen. I could never have made it without her. She has supported and stood by me over many years of working weekends, holidays, and far too many nights. Through the good and the bad, the ups and downs, the highs, the lows, both personally and professionally, she has been with me and supported me. And the Lothridges that I introduced or mentioned earlier are the ones that introduced Karen and I. I'm not sure she's ever quite forgiven them. I don't know how I ever convinced her to marry me in the first place, but I know I wouldn't be here tonight if it weren't for her. She has certainly meant everything for me. And so for Wes, Brett, Lauren, and Karen, thank you for all the great times we've had and that we've been able to share together. I'm so proud that you are my family outside of my athletic family. And finally, to the Rock Hill community, so many of you are here tonight, I hope that we can all look back and say that Winthrop Athletics has given you many wonderful memories. You've been faithful in your support of our teams throughout the years, and I certainly know that that will continue to be the case. I want all of you to know how much it means to me to have so many Rock Hill people here tonight. As an athletic director, Ken, you'll probably already know this, about half of your fans will agree with your decisions, and the other half will think you're either crazy or an idiot. So we've probably got some of both groups here in the room tonight. But my congratulations to Chris, Shannon, Rich, the 2007 men's basketball team. Your honors are very much deserved, and I certainly wouldn't be here if it weren't for you guys. And to everyone here tonight that came to support them, I just want to say thank you. You're all very much appreciated. Go Eagles.